Hello. Amang Diyos na makapangyarihan, kami po ay nagpupuri sa iyo sa biyaya ng buhay na pinagkakaloob niyo po sa amin. Pinasasalamatan po namin sa inyo ang pagbibigay ng pagkakataon sa amin upang kami po ay makapaglingkod sa mamamayan ng nasod ng Muntinlupa. Hiniling po namin, Ama, na pagkalooban kami ng katalinuhan upang makagawa ng mga batas, alituntunin at patakaran na direktang makakatugon sa kabutihan ng higit na nakakarami. Patnubayan po ninyo kami upang maging mahusay na dalawian ng inyong pagpapala at kabutihan sa aming mga nasasakupan. Ito po ang aming samot dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Ang ating pong lupang hinirang at ang marcha ng Muntinlupa.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Ating pong Councilor's Creed.
The Counselor's Creed. I am a Philippine counselor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts. And as I thread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
No, tadako po tayo sa ating attendance. Kagalang-galang Attorney Alexon Diaz.
Dito po.
Kagalang-galang Attorney Raul Coro. Kagalang-galang Attorney Rachel Arsiaga Molina. Kagalang-galang Pati Kati Bongkayaw.
Present po.
Kagalang-galang Jedidiah Presnedi. Kagalang-galang Walter Arcilia. Kagalang-galang Ting Ñefes. Kagalang-galang Amanda Jane Camilon.
Present po.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. At kagalang-galang Attorney Reggie Ann.
Present.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po. Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito, kagalang-galang Engineer Mamerto Sevilla Jr., kagalang-galang kay Ann Rongavilla, kagalang-galang Francis Ian Bagatsing, kagalang-galang Engineer Arlene Hilapo, kagalang-galang Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, kagalang-galang Rodolfo W. Moldes Jr., kagalang-galang Cornelio Martinez, kagalang-galang Allen Ampaya, kagalang-galang Engineer Jonas Angelo Abadilla.
Nandito po.
Okay, thank you, sir. Lahat po, mayroon pong sapat na bilang.
Having a quorum, we shall proceed with the business of the day.
Pagtitibayin po natin ang katitikan ng nakaraang pulong.
Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Presiding Officer, at ganon din sa ating mga kasamang konsehal. Good morning sa ating lahat. Kung wala na hong pagbabago sa katitikan ng nakaraang pulong, our 40th regular session held on April 13, 2026, I move that we approve the minutes of the said previous session.
Motion to approve the minutes of our previous session, seconded by Councilor Engineer Arlene Hilapo. Any objection? Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Para po sa ating unang basa, Executive Endorsed Proposed Resolution Number 1, Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development and Department of Science and Technology on Geospatial Analytics, PH Pro, and Plan Smart PH for sustainable human settlement platforms in the preparation of the city's ecological profile, climate and disaster risk assessment, comprehensive land use plan, zoning ordinance, and other local development plans.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Urban Poor, Committee on Rules, Ethics and Privileges, Committee on Disaster Resilience and Management, Committee on Information Technology Development, and Climate Change, with the Committee on Urban Poor as the lead committee.
Kalawa po ay construction agreements with the following details. The project title is Construction of Teen and Youth Development Center Phase 2, which includes structural works, roofing works, partial electrical works, partial plumbing, sanitary and drainage works at the sports complex Tunasan, with KAEE Construction Services as the contractor in the project amount of 52,871,588 pesos. Second is the construction of City Hall main building front walkway, Jerry's Construction, in the amount of 3,421,780 pesos. Renovation of Mayor's Staff Office at Muntinlupa City Hall with Pilastro Builders and Development as contractor in the amount of 2,356,711 pesos. Rehabilitation of Muntinlupa Sports Complex Air Conditioning and Indoor Court Lighting System with Pilastro Builders and Development in the amount of 18,879,875 pesos. Fit-outs of Muntisen ID Data Center at Ayala Mall, Alabang, RS Circle Link Construction Company, 3,999,999 pesos. Asphalt overlay works at Rosal Street, Estanislao, Putatan, with KAEE Construction Services in the amount of 2,491,943 pesos. And lastly, upgrading of road pavement and drainage system at Hasmin Street, Lodara Village, Tunasan, CSL Construction in the amount of 8,429,413 pesos and 65 centavos.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Engineering, Public Works, and Infrastructure under the chairmanship of the Honorable Councilor Ryan Bagatsing.
Para po sa ating unang ulat, ito po ay ulat ng Committee on Ways and Means chaired by the Honorable Councilor Mamerto Sevilla Jr., who conducted this public hearing last April 8, 2026, on Barangay Ayala Alabang's Resolution Number 03-04, Series of 2026, or a resolution urging the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Honorable City Mayor and City Assessor to reevaluate and further lower the proposed real property valuation to be submitted to the Bureau of Local Government Finance pursuant to Real Property Valuation and Assessment Reform Act, or the RP-VARA, and to adopt a reasonable multi-year cap on increases in property valuation.
Chairperson of Committee on Ways and Means, Councilor Mamerto Sevilla, you are recognized.
Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair, at sa ating lahat. Hiniling pong mabasa ang committee report.
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie Teves Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panglungsod, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Ways and Means on the result of a public hearing held on April 8, 2025, regarding a resolution urging the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Honorable City Mayor and the City Assessor to re-evaluate and further lower the proposed real property valuations to be submitted to the Bureau of Local Government Finance pursuant to the Real Property Valuation and Assessment Reform Act, or the RP-VARA law, and to adopt a resolution multi-year cap on increases in property valuation of the Sangguniang Barangay of Barangay Ayala Alabang for your review and appropriate action. Sa punto pong ito, hinihiling nang huwag nang basahin ang listahan ng nagsi-attend at ng mga documents na sinabit, Madam Chair.
Any second on the said motion, seconded by Councilor Dado Moldes. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Discussion. Hearing was called to discuss the approved resolution of Barangay Ayala Alabang that was forwarded to the City Council for consideration on its content. Resolution number 03-04 series of 2026, as discussed by the Honorable I'll change that, Madam Chair, no? Barangay Chair of Ayala Alabang, Cap Lester Suntay, the City Council and City Assessor for re-evaluation the schedule of market values. The City Assessor, upon request of the Chair, discussed the status of the implementation of the RP-VARA, or the Real Property Valuation and Assessment Reform Act, or RA number 12001, disclosed that the schedule of market values that they prepare was already submitted to the Department of Finance in compliance of the target schedule. Number 4, Engineer Antonio Aniñon Jr., the City Assessor, further discussed that the solution of Barangay Ayala Alabang was also submitted to the Department of Finance to become a basis in analyzing the final schedule of market values are to be decided. The Chair made an assurance to the representatives of Barangay Ayala Alabang that when the time comes, that the matter of finalizing factors that will be the basis of computing the real property tax to be paid, the City Council through the Committee of Ways and Means will go down on every area of the city for the necessary consultations. And lastly, Chairman Suntay expresses their appreciation on the efforts of the city to hear the request on the said implementation of the said act. Madam Chair, since ang pangako lang naman po ng inyong lingkod is for the request of the Ayala Alabang na mabasa or ma-hear yung kanilang resolution, there will be no recommendation on our part of on the part of the committee, and we will just wait for the documents coming from the BLGF upon the review of our schedule of market values, and then the committee will start the public hearing on every barangay, and we will consult with the residents on this matter. So yun lang po, no? Naipangako namin na i-report, kaya gusto lang nating malaman. Pero ang inyong lingkod po, kung merong nais magtanong pa para sa ganitong pagkakataon na meron mang gusto linawin, ako po ay nakahanda namang tumugon.
The floor is now open for any interpellation. Meron po ba? Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Raul Coroy, are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Just to clarify, the procedure under the so-called RP Bara law is that the assessors were directed to submit the proposed schedule of market values to the Bureau of Local Government Finance. Tama po? Ano?
Yes po, Madam Chair, tama po.
At based on your report, this has already been submitted by our city assessor. Na-submit na po yung proposed schedule of market values after the city assessor has conducted several consultative meetings.
Yes
Tama
po, tama po ang ating medyo.
Opo. Ngayon, ito po ngayon ay lahat naman po ng LGUs ay magsasubmit po sa BLGF, Department of Finance, no?
Yes po.
Bureau of Local Government Finance under the Department of Finance. At ito po ay ibabalik po nila sa atin. Tama po?
Yes po, Madam Chair, ganun nga po ang
Babalik po
process.
ng Department of Finance under the Bureau of Local Government Finance yung proposed schedule of market values for the passage of the required ordinance.
Yes po, ganun ang proseso.
Opo. Ngayon, doon po sa...
Sometime June or July, ibabalik na raw po. And then, doon na natin sisimulan yung
Opo.
paggawa ng ordinance.
Of course, when we pass an ordinance, one of the mandatory requirements of the law, especially when it comes to the imposition of taxes, ay kailangan mandatory po ang the conduct of a public hearing.
Yes po, Madam Chair.
Opo. So,
Naipangako po namin doon sa Ayala Alabang na every barangay or kung kaya, every community, bababa po at least para mas
Opo.
malinaw sa tao.
I'm sure po yung Bureau of Local Government Finance under the Department of Finance will return this proposed schedule of market values as approved by them para po sa pagpasa ng ating ordinansa. At doon pa lang malalaman kung magkano po ang magiging singilin. Tama po ba?
Yes po, yes po.
Opo. Ngayon, gusto ko lang pong bigyan ng update ang ating sangguniang panglungsod na nung pong last week ay yung samahan po ng mga assessors sa Metro Manila sa pangunguna nung I don't think siguro presidente siya ng assessors ng Metro Manila sa Mandaluyong ay may dala-dala pong resolusyon na hinihiling po sa mga liga. Hindi lang po ang ULAP, kundi ang Philippine Councilors League at iba pang liga na sila mismo humihingi na kung pwede, magpasa kami ng resolusyon na hinihiling ang temporary suspension of the implementation of the RP Bara law, which is scheduled to be implemented on January 2028. No? At nung tinanong po namin siya, batay doon sa meeting namin sa kanya, ang sabi niya, ito pong hinihiling namin na temporary suspension, hindi lamang dahil sa nangyayaring krisis ngayon, sa kasalukuyan, yung giyera po sa Iran, ay question din po ng quote-unquote timing.
Yes.
Kasi yung January 2028 po is happens to be an election year. No? So sabi nila, hindi po ito magandang timing na naghihirap ngayon ang ating bayan, ang ating mga tao, tapos bigla pong magtataas ng pagbabayad ng amilyar dahil dito sa RP Baralo. So ito po ay pinag-aaralan po natin at ang isa po sa lumabas doon sa usapan namin ay kung humihingi po kayo ng temporary suspension, yan po ay walang kapangyarihan ang Department of Finance or even ang Bureau of Local Government Finance because they are just implementing the law. So, ang sabi po namin sa kanila, ang may karapatan po, ang may kapangyarihan na isuspinde ang pagpapatupad nito ay yung nagpasa ng batas, ang Kongreso. So, sabi namin, baguhin ninyo yung ordinance, ang resolusyon ninyo, at imbis na hinihiling ninyo sa mga LGUs o sa DOF na i-suspend ito, you ask Congress to amend the law and come up with a different deadline other than January 2020. Just for the information of our presiding officer and members of the City Council, na ganun po ngayon ang nangyayari. And I think this is being considered nationwide by the assessors, and they are now approaching the different local leagues in the country for this purpose. Just for the information. Thank you.
Madam Chair. With that information, so the committee or the City Council will just wait for things to be cleared up. No? Basta kami po sa committee ay ready kung ano ang magiging atas ng ating assessor. Kung hanggat wala pang amendment doon sa original law, is tutuloy lang po namin. Pero personally, I support that idea na wag muna. No? Dahil tama, wala sa timing. So, with that, kung wala na pong nais magtanong, okay na po. Maraming salamat po.
Marami pong salamat for the report, Councilor Mameto Sevilla Jr.
We will proceed with number 2. Likewise, it is a report of the Committee on Ways and Means chaired by the Honorable Councilor Sevilla. This on the topic MOA between the City Government of Muntinlupa, the Philippine Action for Community-Led Shelter Initiatives Incorporated, and Samahang Magkakapitbahay ng Muntingnayon Incorporated on the grant of an interim financing loan in the amount of 34,700,000 for the community housing project of the said Samahan.
Councilor Sevilla, you are again recognized.
Muli po, kahilingan na mabasa ang committee report, Madam Chair.
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie G. Tebes Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlusod, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Urban, Poor, and Housing on the result of the public hearing held on April 8, 2026 at the session hall regarding the request for interim financing. Loan in the amount of 34,700,000 pesos of the Samahang Magkakapitbahay ng Muntingnayon Incorporated. Sa punto pong ito, hiniling nang mabasa ang talaan na nagsi-attend at mga documents na naisubmit, Madam Chair.
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Attorney Regia Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Discussion. Hearing was called to discuss the loan application of Samahang Magkakapitbahay ng Muntingnayon Incorporated. Samahang Magkakapitbahay ng Muntingnayon Inc. and the City of Muntinlupa Local Housing Board is a City of Muntinlupa Local Housing Board assisted community undergoing a housing project under a direct purchase agreement. No? It has 39 members and is located in Barangay Putatan, Muntinlupa City. They are applying for a loan amounting to 33 million for house construction and 1,700,000 for the cost of transferring the title to their name. The loan application will not require a local finance committee resolution since interim financing is a continuous program of the city and is reflected under the appropriation ordinance. Loan will be paid for a total of 10 years with a partial with a loan partial of 1,700,000 pesos for 5 years only. After evaluation of the Urban Poor Affairs Office, the interim financing for said HOA was favorably endorsed because it has an initial loan that was used by the applicant to purchase their lot. They have successfully paid it in full and on time. Recommendation, the committee hereby recommends to pass an ordinance granting the request of samang magkakapitbahay ng Mundinayon Inc. for interim financing totaling 34,700,000 pesos, and to recommend further to pass a resolution authorizing the Honorable Mayor Rosano Rufino Biason to sign a memorandum of agreement for the said loan. Ito pong committee report ay napirmahan ng lahat ng member ng committee, Madam Chair. Hinihiling po ng inyong lingkod na masuspend ang ating panloob na alituntunin upang ang dalawang request, no, isang ordinansa at isang resolution, ay ating mapag-usapan.
Motion to suspend the internal rules seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Una po, Madam Chair, for the purpose of passing an ordinance granting the request for an interim financing of 34,700,000, katulad po dun sa binanggit ko kanina sa report, yung 34,700,000 po ay gagamitin, yung 30 million para sa kanilang house construction, no? Yung sa site development po, meron silang nahingan ng tulong, yung PACSI, no? Then yung 1.7 million naman, gagamitin ng samahan para sa pagpapatransfer ng title to their name. And this 34,700,000 ay babayaran po nila. Partly yung 1.7, 5 years lang ang usapan. Yung 33 million ay 10 years ang usapan. Ang Urban Poor Affairs Office, katulad ng binanggit ko kanina, ay ginarantyahan po ang utang sa samahang magkakapitbayan ng Mundinayon dahil nagkaroon na po sila ng interim financing nang binayaran nila yung lupa doon sa may-ari, at ito po ay nabayaran nila ng on time, at maayos po silang nakapagtapos nun sa kanilang unang loan. So, the UPAW recommended to the City Council that they be allowed to loan again under the interim financing program. So kung meron pa nagnais magtanong dito sa ordinansa, ang inyo pong lingkod ay nakahanda, Madam Chair.
We are now in the period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Kung wala naman po,
Councilor Engineer Arlene Hilapo, you are recognized.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Para lang po sa kaalaman ng lahat, dahil marami po sa ating mga may HOA or asosasyon dito sa ating lungsod, ay hindi naman alam na pwede silang magkaroon ng ganitong pagkakataon na makahiram sa city ng financial assistance para babayaran din nila in the future. So ano po ba yung mga patakaran natin or tinitignan natin para sila ay mag-grant sa ganitong kalaking financial assistance?
maganda pong katanungan, at least para nagpapasalamat po ang inyong likod para mas maipaliwanag din. No? Ang ating local housing board po, with the UPAW as secretariat, ini-encourage yung mga samahan, no? Lalo na yung mga sama na agresibo at nakakita na lupang kanilang bibilin, ay ibinibenta naman ng may-ari, tinutulungan ng ating pamahalang lungsod. Ang city ang nagiging tawag dito, originator. Thank you, Sec. Ang originator ang city. Since ang city ang magtutulong dun sa samahan bilang kanyang originator, hindi po naniningil ang city, libre ito. Unlike dun sa mga private originator, may mga bayad po yun. No? Dito, since ang city tutulungan si samahan sa mga documentation at pakikipag-usap doon sa may-ari, even doon sa survey ng lupa, inaayos po lahat yan. Sa subdivision plan, inaayos. Punta po tayo sa loan. Ang city po ay aggressive po ngayon ang local housing board, Madam Chair. Ngayon lang tayo maglo-loan ng ganito kalaki. Yeah. Kasi almost yung buong housing program project ay sasagutin dito sa loan na to. At wala pong interest na ipinapatong dito. Meron lang instances, may mga ilang interim program tayong na gawa nung araw, nagkaroon tayo ng problema dahil late or yung iba hindi nagbabayad, nagkaroon po ng innovation itong interim financing. Una, yung title po nitong property ay hawak ng city and magkakaroon po ng individual memorandum of agreement ang bawat member. So, ang bawat member, nakatali siya sa kanyang obligation sa city, doon sa kanyang pagbabayad, doon sa kanyang dapat bayaran. Na kung hindi niya mababayaran, pwedeng alisin siya at balitan ng iba na qualified at kung hindi man, dadaanin sa legal. No, so, yun yung mga nilagay naming security features dito sa interim financing ng program ng city. So, yung kagandahan po nito, sa isang samahan, pag ikaw ay, yung sa tinitirhan ninyo ay nakipag-usap kayo sa may-ari ng lupa, willing ibenta. Kung hindi naman, hahanap tayo ng lupa rito sa Muntinlupa na pasok doon sa requirement na maging housing project sa presyo, tutulungan po ng city through this scheme.
Okay, maraming salamat. At isa pa po, Madam Chair, ano po ba yung ceiling natin na pwede nating ipahiram or ipautang sa mga ganitong asosasyon?
Sa ngayon po, Madam Chair, walang ceiling, no? Basta nakikita natin na ang samahan ay agresibo at napatunayan. Kasi isa sa requirement nito, pag nagpapautang yung financial capacity ng samahan, o mag-hire sila ng private accounting firm nila, patutunayan nila na sa income nila or sa source of ano nila, ay kaya nilang bayaran yung utang nila. So, nire-require po namin yon sa samahan.
Ako pa yung humihiling ng 1-minute recess.
Yes, Madam.
Chair, sa tinuran po ng ating kasamang konsehal Metong Sibuya, ay napakaganda po nitong proyekto na ito para sa mga asosasyon or samahan na nagnanais mag-develop ng kanilang sariling lugar at pabahay. So malaking tulong po ito para sa mamamayan ng lungsod ng Muntinlupa. Maraming salamat po.
We are still now in the period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong?
Yes, in addition, Madam Chair, during the course of the public hearing, sinabi nga namin sa samahan, no? So parang naging special case yung kanila dahil mula sa lupa, pinautang, pabahay, pautangin without interest. Sana magsilbing sila yung modelo na community, not necessarily din sa bahay, pero dun sa tamang para yung iba naman na nagnanais na pumasok sa ganitong programa, makita sila naging successful. Yun lang yung isang paraan na nakita rin ng Local Housing Board na meron kailangan na maging modelo, no? Para yung ibang samahan na medyo hanggang ngayon ay nalilito pa, meron pala talagang pag-asa na maging maayos yung kanilang ano. Kaya kahit medyo malaki yung exposure ng city, sabi ng Local Housing Board, sige, tulungan natin yan. With the approval of the Chief Executive, testingin po natin itong project na to para magising yung ibang samahan. Kung wala naman po, Madam Chair, hinihiling kong tapusin na ang period of discussion at dumako tayo sa period of amendment.
Any second on the said motion? Seconded by Councilor Dado Maldez. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. We are now in the period of amendment.
Yung normal amendment po natin, Madam Chair, yung lahat ng boboto ay masamang co-sponsor sa ordinance po na gagawin.
Is there any second on the proposed amendment? Seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the proposed amendment is approved.
With that, Madam Chair, hinihiling pong maisara na ang period of amendment and ipasa na po natin sa butuhan ang ating ordinansa subject to form and style nagpapautang ng 34,700,000 sa samahang magkakapitbahay ng Muntingnayon, Inc.
Motion to end the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said ordinance, please raise your right hand.
We will be approving two legislative measure. One is for the ordinance appropriating the amount of 34,700,000 pesos and a resolution authorizing the city mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement. So we will be approving for this time the ordinance. Lahat po ng sangayon ay sangayon po sa ating bulwagan, sina Consel Presnedi, Arsiaga, Jeffes Coro, Diaz, Arcilia, Hilapo, Magatsing, Rongabilia, Ampaya, Baez Reyes, Sevilla, Moldes, Landrito, at Martinez. Boto po ninyo, Konsihal Paticati,
Sang-ayon po.
Konsihal Amanda Jane Camilon,
Sang-ayon po.
Konsihal Engineer Abadilla.
Sumasang-ayon po.
Okay, lahat po ng nasa Bulwagan at ang nasa Sumpo ay sumang-ayon.
There being no objection and all the members approve, the said measure is approved in the second and final reading.
Madam Chair, for the second measure, the committee hereby requests to pass a resolution authorizing the Honorable Mayor Rosano Rufino Biason to sign the memorandum of agreement for the said loan. So, iniling kong ibasa na rin, Madam Chair.
All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
In favor are Councilor Sevilla, Landrito, Moldes, Martinez, Baez Reyes, Ampaya, Rongavilla, Magatsing, Hilapo, Orsilia, Diaz, Niefes, Arsiaga, Presnedi, and Attorney Coro. Boto po ninyo, Konsihal Engineer Abadilla. Konsihal Camilon.
Sang-ayon po.
Konsihal Bangkayaw.
Sang-ayon din po.
Konsihal...
Sumasang-ayon po.
Okay, thank you, sir. So lahat po na nasa Zoom at ang nasa Bulwagan po ay sumang-ayon.
There being no objection and all the members approve, the said measure is hereby approved and shall proceed accordingly.
Katlo po ay ang ulat ng Committee on Persons with Disabilities chaired by the Honorable Councilor Ting Niefes, who conducted this public hearing last April 8 on the Memorandum of Agreement with Birthright Educators Foundation, Incorporated, on the provision of technical assistance, resource persons for the advocacy training of persons with disabilities, including children, free of charge.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Chairperson of Committee on Persons with Disabilities, Councilor Ting Nieves, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning po. Inihiling
morning
ko po
po.
na mabasa ang aking committee report.
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie G. Tebes Pong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlunsod, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Floor Leader, Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Persons with Disability on the result of the public hearing held on April 8, 2026 regarding the revised Memorandum of Agreement between the Birthright Educators Foundation, Incorporated, represented by Miriam Del Rosario, Executive Director, and the City Government of Muntinlupa, through the Persons with Disability Affairs Office, or PIDAO, represented by Rosano Rupino Biason, City Mayor, on the first party's provision of the technical assistance resource person for the advocacy training of persons with disability, including children, free of charge to the second party. Madam Chair, inihiling ko na hindi na mabasa ang nasabing attendees at ang mga documents submitted.
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Dado Maldes. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Thank you. Discussion. Number 1, public hearing was held to tackle the MOA between the Birthright Educators Foundation, Incorporated, and CGM2, the Person with Disability Affairs Office, or PITAO, on the first party provision of technical assistance resource person for the advocacy training of persons with disabilities, including children, free of charge to the second party. Number 2, there is a need at the community level of an effective approach in providing a comprehensive rehabilitation services and in promoting the rights and empowerment of persons with disabilities. The community-based approach has been successfully demonstrated as an appropriate way of providing comprehensive rehabilitation services to persons with disabilities nationwide. Number 3, the first party has developed and has been implementing the Community-Based Rehabilitation, or CBR, program for children, youth, and persons with disability aimed at helping children and youth with disability through programs and services that will ensure the inclusion of persons with disabilities and their families into the mainstream of the society. Number 4, the first party has been implementing adopting the Community-Based Inclusive Development, or CBID, model in the city Muntinlupa for the year 2018 to 2026. Number 5, the second party have continued to collaborate with the first party to sustain the CBR program for children, youth, and persons with disabilities in Muntinlupa. Number 6, upon review, the legal office has no objection to the MOA, subject to the clarification whether the training to be conducted by Birthright is free of charge. Recommendation, the committee hereby recommends to adopt a resolution authorizing the City Government of Muntinlupa, or CGM, through the Person with Disability Affairs Office, or PIDAO, represented by Rosano Rupino Biason, to enter and sign a memorandum of agreement with the Birthright Educators Foundation, Incorporated, represented by Miriam Del Rosario, Executive Director, on the first party's provision of technical assistance resource person for the advocacy training of persons with disability, including children, free of charge to the second party. Respectfully submitted ang inyo pong lingkod, Ting Niepes, Committee on Persons with Disability, Councilor Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito, Vice Chairperson, Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Francis Ian T. Bagaching, Councilor K. Ann Rongabilla, Councilor Walter A. Arcilla, Councilor Marisa Limar Baez Reyes, members. Madam Chair, hinihiling ko na suspindihin na alituntunin panlo.
Motion still. Internal rules still suspended. Tayo pa ay nasa period of discussion. May nais po bang magtanong o maglinaw?
Kung wala na pong magtatanong, hinihiling ko po na dumako na po tayo sa period of amendments.
Motion to end the period of discussion. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Shasha Baez Reyes. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. We are now in the period of amendment.
Kung wala na pong babaguhin, At mabaguhin sa nasabing resolusyon, inihiling ko po na isara na ang period of amendments at dumako na po tayo sa pagpapatibay.
Motion to end the period of amendment. Any second? Seconded by Councilor K. Anrongavilla. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
In favor are Councilors Presnedi, Arsiaga, Coro, Niefes, Diaz, Hilapo, Abadilla, Rongavilla, Bagatsing, Baez Reyes, Abaya, Sevilla, Moldes, Arcilia, Martinez. Boto po ninyo, Konsehal Amanda Jane Camilon,
Sumasang-ayon po.
Konsehal Bongkayaw.
Sang-ayon po.
Okay, lahat po ng nasa Zoom at ang nasa Bulwagan po ay sumangayon.
There having no objection and all the members having voted in affirmative, the said measure is approved in second and final reading.
Report number 4 is the report of Committee on Livelihood and Cooperatives chaired by the Honorable Councilor Jornelio Martinez, who conducted this public hearing last April 16 on the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa and the following: Abel Food Services, Sabroso Food Services. This is for the lease of stalls in the canteen facility owned and operated by the City Government of Muntinlupa within the City Hall premises for a period of 1 year from March 2026 to March 2027.
Chairperson of Committee on Livelihood and Cooperative, Councilor Cornelio Martinez, you are recognized.
Yes po, kagalang-galang na Pangulo. Honorable Stephanie G. Teves Wong. Hello, yes. Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Palusod, dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submit to you the report on the Committee on Livelihood and Cooperative, the result of the public hearing in April 16, 2026, on the session hall on the two memorandum agreement between the first party, the City Government of Muntinlupa City, through the local economic investment promotion office, LAIPO, presented by Rosana B. Biason, City Mayor, and the second parties, namely A. Abel Food Services, represented by Abel M. Amado, and Sobraso Food Services, represented by Ray Noel B. Prago. The two MOA are for the list of staff number 3 and 2, respectively, in the canteen facility owned by, operated by CGM within the City Hall premises, both the period of 1 year from March 26 to March 27. Kagalang-galang na po. Ito po yung canteen doon, tagliran doon. Yung pong binibigyan natin ng kontrata rito. So, attendance. Ang inyong pong lingkod, Cornelio N. Martinez, SP. Ang SP, Abel Amado, Canteen Corporation. Joy Bukam, Canteen Corporation. Celine Palacol, De Leon Ligan. Nori Amaro de Lepo, Maria P. Magpantay Lepo. Alessa Ciso, Treasury. And Manny Amado, Canteen Corporation. Madam Officer, hinihiling po na pasamantalang suspendin ang liturtunin na panloob.
Motion, internal rules still suspended. We are now in the period. We may proceed with the discussion.
Suspended, yeah. Okay. Ganun po. So, kung wala na po, hinihiling ko po na magdaba ito sa period of discussion. Pwede na po babasahin, kagalang-galang Pangulo.
Apo, ipagpatuloy niyo po ang pagbasa ng discussion po.
Okay. Sec. Ano na?
Discussion po.
Discussion. Okay. Nasa discussion na po, Madam. Documents submitted. Yes, documents.
Discussion na po,
na.
discussion.
Okay. Discussion. The public hearing was held last April 26 to tackle the memorandum of agreement with the following commissionaries: Abel Food Services and Sobraso Food Services. The memorandum of agreement will be adopted by two resolutions. C, it was agreed upon the one shall there will be one concessionaire, each concession has established separately. The above mentioned concessionary intend to lease canteen stall for the period of 1 year from March 26 to 2027 monthly. The party said the 6,500 which is payable with the period of the contract. E, the city legal officer has objection to set of memorandum of agreement finding the terms and coordinator there to be sound and reasonable and not contrary to the law, public policy, and public moral. Okay po. Recommendation. So, okay na po ko sa discussion. Yes, sir. The city legal officer selection the agreement MOA finally said will be sound and not continue public policy and public moral. So, galang-galang na Pangulo, hiniling po na isara na ang period of discussion.
Internal rules are suspended. There is a motion to open the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Engineer Arlene Hilapo. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now open. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Kung wala na po, okay po. Recommendation, the committee hereby recommended to adopt resolution, authorize the city mayor Honorable Rufino Verson to enter and sign the memorandum of agreement on the lease of canteen with the city hall premises to a period of 1 year, March 2000 and March 2000, with the following commissionaries and food service and Sobrano Food Services. Respectfully, inyo po lingkod, Consial Cornelio Martinez, Committee Livelihood and Cooperative, and Vice Chairman Amada Jane Camilon, Consular Attorney Rocoro, member, Consular Jonas Angelizo, member, Consular Walter Silla, member, Consular Marie Salabras Reyes, member, Consular Pati Bongkayaw, member. Kagalang-galang na Pangulo, kung hinihiling po na isara na ang period of discussion, kung hinihiling po o na dumaan tayo sa period of amendment.
Motion to end the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Shasha Baez Reyes. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved. We are now in the period of amendment. Meron po bang nais na mag-amenda?
Hinihiling po pagpapatibay.
Dahil wala pong nais na mag-amenda, may kahilingan po na tapusin na po ang period of amendment and is seconded by Councilor K. Anrong Gavilla. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
Ito po ay kontrata para sa dalawang food services, ang Abel Food Services at Sabroso Food Services. Sangayon po sa ating bulwagan, sina Consuel Diaz, Attorney Coro, Attorney Molina, Consuel Presnedi, Walter Arcilia, Consuel Niefes, Attorney Landrito, Engineer Mamerto Sevilla, kagalang-galang kay Anong Gavilla, Francis Ian Bagatsi, Engineer Hilapo, Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, Adolfo W. Moldes Jr., Cornelio Martinez, at Consehal Allen Ampaya, boto at Konsehal Abadilla. Boto po ninyo, Konsehal Bongkayaw, Konsehal Camilon.
Sumasang-ayon po.
Okay, lahat po ng nasa Zoom at ang nasa Bulwagan ay sumang-ayon.
There being no objection and all the members having voted in affirmative, the said measure is hereby approved and shall proceed accordingly.
Susunod po ay ang Committee on Land Use and Zoning chaired by the Honorable Engineer Mamerto Sevilla Jr. on the application for preliminary approval and locational clearance of and development permit of Villa Ananya Subdivision, San Guillermo Street, Putatan, Muntinlupa City.
Chairperson of Committee on Land Use and Zoning, Councilor Mamerto Sevilla Jr., you are recognized.
Maraming salamat mong muli, Madam Chair. Hiniling mong mabasa ang committee report.
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie G. Teves Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlusod. Through Honorable Councilor Tony Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to the report of the Committee on Land Use and Zoning on the result of the public hearing held on March 25, 2026 at the People's Center Building, Sangguniang Panlusod Session Hall on the request of Villa Ananyas and Eugenia Arsiaga. Phase 1 and 2 Homeowner Station, Inc. for preliminary approval and locational clearance, policy, and development permit, DP, for subdivision plan of their project, Villa Ananya Subdivision located at Puro 4, San Guillermo Street, Barangay Bayanan, Muntinlupa City. Madam Chair, hiniling pong hindi nabasahin ang talaan ng umaten at mga documents submitted.
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Dado Moldes. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Discussion. The public hearing was conducted for the purpose of discussing the request for preliminary approval and locational clearance and development permit for subdivision plan of Villa Ananyas and Eugenia Arsiaga, Phase 1 and 2 Homeowners Association, Inc., located at Purok 4, San Guillermo Street, Barangay Bayanan, Muntinlupa City for the project Villa Ananya Subdivision. The project is called Villa Ananya Subdivision, which has 160 beneficiaries located near Summitville, Barangay Putatan, Muntinlupa City, with an area of 8,097 square meters and with a transfer certificate title number 014-2022-001 121. Lot 1F plan number PSD-00-100886. The project site is classified as residential zone 2, wherein the proposed project is allowed. The proponents shall comply with all requirements set forth by the Land Use and Zoning and other pertinent laws, rules, and regulations. The City Legal Office interposes no objection to the application of Villa Ananyas and Eugenia Arsiaga, Phase 1 and 2 Homeowners Association, Inc. The preliminary approval and locational clearance and development permit is for the project Villa Ananya Subdivision. There are some queries, clarification, recommendation, and suggestion rendered by the Chair. Recommendation, the committee hereby recommends the approval of for the request of Villa Ananyas and Eugenia Arsiaga, Phase 1 and 2 Homeowner Station, Inc., for preliminary approval and locational clearance and development permit for the subdivision of the project Villa Ananya Subdivision located at Puro 4, San Guillermo Street, Barangay Bayanan, Muntinlupa City. Madam Chair, since ang ating internal rules ay suspended, ito naman po ang ordinansa is for policy and DP, subject to form and style po, no? At this point, ihilingin ko po na ma-discuss nitong ating application. Bigyan ko lang po ng konting linaw, no? Ito pong Villa Ananyas and Eugenia Arsiaga, Phase 1 and 2 Homeowners Association. Medyo unique po ito, Madam Chair, kasi hindi po ito in-apply ng isang developer. Ang nag-apply po nito ay yung samahan, yung mga initial na members na nag-direct purchase doon sa lupa ng Arsiaga, dito sa lugar na to sa Bayanan, at dinevelop nila on their own. Ang problema, nung itatransfer na nila yung kanilang mga property nabili sa kanya-kanyang pangalan, doon lumabas na wala pang subdivision plan. Kaya ngayon lang nila ikinukuha ito at inaayos yung lahat ng permit. There were questions during the hearing na even yung mga building permit, Madam Chair, nitong mga kanya-kanyang is hindi pa nakakakuha yung iba. So, dito sa magpasa natin, although ang pinapasa natin ay subdivision plan at saka yung development permit for the policy and the development permit for their subdivision plan, we will require the members to complete all the requirements for them to have a building and occupancy permit for their properties. No? Kailangan i-comply nila yon. Ang nakalagay po yun doon sa isa sa magiging provision ng ordinansa. They should comply with all the necessary requirements for them to be given the final locational clearance and development permit doon sa. Pero yung pong isang tanong din sa drainage kasi yan yung isa sa classic na tinatanong during times na nag-apply for policy and DP. Meron po silang certification na binigay ng engineering, makakapag-tap sila sa main line ng DPWH, itong subdivision. So, with that, ang kahilingan, request ng samahan ay mabigyan sila ng policy or preliminary approval and locational clearance and development permit for their subdivision plan para madala nila at mai-submit ito pending doon sa ilang requirement na hinihiling pa ng ating lokal na pamahalaan. Kung meron pong nais magtanong dito sa bagay nito, ang inyo pong lingkod ay nakahandang tumugon, Madam Chair.
We are now in the period of discussion. Kinikilala po Councilor Alan Ampaya, ABC President.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Hindi po ako magtatanong, maglilinaw lang. Doon po kasi sa committee report ay nakalagay po, pwede pong pakibaba. Nakalagay po ay yung nasa, ayan, yung sa number 2. Ito po ay near Summitville. Kasi po, ito po ay, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, ito ay, baka hindi accurate yan, baka ito ay near Lakeview 2.
Siguro.
Lakeview 2, hindi po Summitville. Kasi po yung Summitville is nasa upper portion ng Barangay Putatan. Ito po ay nasa lower part ng Patatan and Bayanan. So,
I submit, Madam Chair, no? Since I'm not particular to the area na dahil nung committee hearing, tinatanong ko nga saan sila. Ang nabanggit nga, alam ko, Bayanan eh.
yes,
Pero
yung boundary po yan.
is Putatan. So,
Yes, boundary po kasi yan ng Bayanan at Putatan. And
okay.
ito po ay sa lower portion ng lugar na yan. So, maaring ito po ay near Lakeview 2. Kasi yun po yung boundaries nila. Maraming salamat po.
I submit, Madam Chair.
Salamat po sa
to the
paglilinaw.
clarification.
Councilor Allen. Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion pa rin po. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Kung wala naman po, Madam Chair, katulad ng binanggit ko, ang ibibigay po natin dito ay preliminary approval and locational clearance. No? The final locational clearance will be issued by the zoning office pending submission of all necessary and missing documents na kanilang naisubmit na. So with that, ang masasabi ko naman, safe naman yung ibibigay natin dahil policy lang naman. No? Kung wala naman pong magtatanong na, hiniling na pong tapusin ang period of discussion, Madam Chair.
Motion to end the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. We are now in the period of amendment.
Normal amendment po natin is to include all those who will vote as co-sponsor, Madam Chair.
Is there any second on the said proposed amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito? Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, the proposed amendment is approved.
Kung wala namang nais mag-amend, Madam Chair, hiniling kong tapusin ang period of amendment at dumako na tayo sa pagbobotohan.
Motion to end the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said Resolution, please raise your right hand.
Favor are Councilors Arsiaga, Presnedi, Coro, Ñefes, Diaz, Arcilia, Bongcayao, Ilapo, Abadilla, Bagatsing, Rongavilla, Ampaya, Bais Reyes, Sevilla, Moldes, Landrito at Martinez. Boto po ninyo, Konsehala Jane, Amanda Jane.
Sumasang-ayon po.
Okay, salamat po. Lahat po na narito at ang nasa sumpo ay sumangayon.
There being no objection and all the members having voted in affirmative, the said measure is approved in second and final reading and shall proceed accordingly.
Anim pong ulat ay ang Committee on Education chaired by the Honorable Jedediah Presnedi who conducted this public hearing last April 15 on an ordinance institutionalizing the creation, maintenance, and operation of community-based reading nooks in the city of Muntinlupa and appropriating funds therefore.
Chairperson of Committee on Education, Councilor Jedi Presnedi, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Presiding Officer. Anilig ko po na mabasa po ang committee report.
You may proceed.
April 20, 2026, Committee Report, Honorable Stephanie Teves Wong, City Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, City Government of Muntinlupa, through Honorable Attorney Raul Arcoro, City Councilor, Majority Floor Leader, Dear Vice Mayor Teves Wong, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Education on the result of the public hearing held on April 6 and April 15 of 2026 at the Sangguniang Panglungsod Session Hall regarding the proposed creation, maintenance, and operation of community-based reading nooks in Muntinlupa City. Nihiling ko po na hindi na po basahin ang attendance.
Any second on the said motion, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlendito. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Maraming salamat po. As for the documents submitted, a letter from the City Councilor Jedi Presnedi to the City Vice Mayor Stephanie Teves Wong, to the Majority Floor Leader, City Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, on the proposed Muntinlupa City Reading Nook Ordinance dated March 19, 2026. A copy of the proposed ordinance, a copy of EDCOM 2 Ordinance Template on creating barangay reading nooks, copy of EDCOM 2 LGU Playbook fixing the foundation of local education, a letter from the City Public Library dated March 24, 2026, a letter from Dr. Freme L. Tamayo, Dean of the PL Moy College of Teacher Education, received April 7, 2026, a legal opinion from the City Legal Office dated April 7, 2026. As for the discussion, the public hearing was held on April 6 and April 15 of 2026 to discuss the proposed Muntinlupa City Reading Nook Ordinance. The proposed ordinance is based on the EDCOM 2 Template Ordinance on the institutionalization of Barangay Reading Nook of the Barangay Council. It is then localized as community-based reading nooks of the city government of Muntinlupa. The objectives of this ordinance are the following. Una po, institutionalization of a community-based reading program within the city, establish and maintain at least one reading nook in every barangay, provide all residents, especially children and youth, with free and easy access books, educational materials, and a space for reading. Letter D, promote literacy, reading habits, and lifelong learning with a special focus on children in the community. The City Legal Office has no legal objection on the said ordinance, as it is the policy of the state to promote the moral and intellectual well-being of the people, to elevate the literacy level of every Filipino, and recognize the vital role of knowledge and information as provided in Republic Act Number 7743. Furthermore, the references and annotations are as follows. Sa Section 1 po ng Ordinance, ito po yung title. Ang reference po dito is the EDCOM 2 template and na-discuss po ito ng public hearing. As for the objectives, it is also based on the EDCOM 2 template, but there are proposed amendments from the Muntinlupa City Public Library, which was adopted in the final version of the ordinance. Next is for the definition of terms. The EDCOM 2 template was also used, and also our local ordinance number 2025-361. And for Section 4, guidelines for the community-based reading nooks, EDCOM 2 template was used, and there was an amendment proposed by the Muntinlupa City Public Library. In the guidelines, it is provided the location of the reading nooks, which shall be identified the Muntinlupa City Literacy Coordinating Council, and various educational materials and inclusive materials shall be included in each reading nook. As per Section 5, a reading coordinator was, a section for the reading coordinator was requested during the public hearing, and the reading coordinator shall be designated by the Muntinlupa City Literacy Coordinating Council through the Muntinlupa City Public Library. As for the reading program, the EDCOM 2 template was used, and there were changes that were presented during the public hearing. The reading program shall be developed by the Muntinlupa City Literacy Coordinating Council, and as of now, there are several reading programs in the city government of Muntinlupa, such as Basa Batong Munti and Dalo Pagbasa of the Muntinlupa City Public Library, and there's also the Muntinlupa Readers Book Club by the Tourism, Culture, and the Arts Department, both of which focuses on recreational reading. And Section 7, as for the volunteer programs, we used the EDCOM 2 template, and there are also changes that were made during the public hearing. And the volunteers shall be trained in library management, storytelling techniques, and child-safe environment. And volunteers of the reading program may be given incentives to the MYCP ordinance. Section 8, for the monitoring and evaluation, the EDCOM 2 template was used, and there are suggestions during the public hearing that scientific research or report shall be conducted annually in partnership with higher education institutions to promote comprehensive data for valid decision making. As for Section 9, the appropriations, the general fund was identified, but no specific amount was indicated in the ordinance. As for the separability clause, repealing clause, and effectivity clause, we used the standard sections or wordings for that. As for the recommendations, Madam Presiding Officer, the committee hereby recommends to enact an ordinance institutionalizing the creation, maintenance, and operation of community-based reading nooks in the city of Muntinlupa and appropriating funds therefore. Respectfully submitted, Councilor Jedidiah R. Presiding Chairman of the Committee on Education, Councilor Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito, Vice Chairman, Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, Member, Councilor Francis Ian Bagitsing, Member, Councilor Rodolfo W. Modest Jr., Member, Councilor Jonas Angelo Abadilla, Member. Iyan po, Madam Presiding Officer. As the rules are still suspended, nihiling ko po na bubuksan po ang ating period of discussion.
Motion to open the period of discussion. At tayo pa ay nasa period of discussion, meron po ba nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Wala tayong committee report na naipasa. May I remind the council to submit their committee report before the scheduled session for everyone's reference.
Sige po,
Salamat.
i-forward ko po, nasa Google Drive po ito.
Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Councilor Patty Cati, you are recognized.
Good morning, Madam Presiding Officer, and fully supportive of this ordinance. However, baka pwede po natin mapaliwanag in layman's term, ano po itong reading nooks, yan, community-based reading nooks program.
Maganda nga po yung ating pong request. Bukod po sa maganda na po yung nagtanong, maganda rin po yung request para po mas maintindihan po ng lahat. Kakasend ko lang po sa Secretariat po ng link po for the Google Drive. Hinihiling ko po na if ma-access po ito, ay ma-flash po sa ating screen para makita po. At in summary po, ang nilalaman po ng ordinance is for community-based reading nooks. Ang reading nooks po, sa definition of terms po natin, ay isa po itong lugar kung saan po pwedeng maupo po ang isang tao at makapagbasa po. Ang location po na ina-identify po natin dito is dito po sa public spaces. Halimbawa po yung mga public facilities, pwede po sa multipurpose hall, And may mga instances po kasi na may reading nooks po na may sarili po siyang structure, pero halimbawa nakalagay po siya sa isang open area or park, then meron po isang malaking cabinet or maliit na cabinet where inilalagay po yung mga libro. Ang purpose po nito is magkaroon po ng access po yung ating pong mga estudyante, lalo na po yung mga bata, sa mga libro which they could use to read leisurely po. At yun din po yung binibuild up po sa mga nauna pong mga programs na nabanggit, tulad po nung Basa Batang Munti at Dalaw Pagbasa ng Public Library at ng Muntinlupa Readers Book Club. At meron din pong nakalagay na reading program sa isa pong section dito. At nabanggit din po doon na pwede po yung mga volunteers po natin ay mabigyan po ng points doon po sa Muntinlupa Make Your City Proud campaign po natin or yung Munting Yakap City Program na ordinance po. Ordinance number 2025-2022. Parang 361 po ata yun.
Nabanggit po sa ating report na we plan na ilagay ito sa mga barangay. Gusto ko pong malaman kung sino po ang mag-a-identify ng mga areas na paglalagyan nito at bakit din po sa attendance wala rin pong representative tayo ng mga barangays. May nag-attend ba na
Sorry. Ito po ba?
barangays? Ito yung committee report.
As for the attendance, ang nag-attend po ng first public hearing is Barangay Bayanan. Then sa second public hearing po yung naka-attend po yung Barangay Alabang. But it does not mean naman na magkakaroon po ng one per barangay na reading area or reading nook, ay ilalagay po natin siya sa loob po ng barangay hall. Ang ibig po sabihin, initially, mag-identify po tayo sa kabuuan po ng barangay. Halimbawa po sa Tunasan, halimbawa maglalagay po tayo sa isang homeowners association na office or ganoon din po sa barangay Putatan. Kung halimbawa po sa isang covered court po doon, maglagay po tayo ng isang reading area. At so on and so forth po sa mga available areas.
So sinong office specifically po yung magli-lead nito if ever? At sino mag-identify sa mga areas? At na part po ng ordinance natin is the appropriation of funds. Magkano po yung estimation natin na i-appropriate na funds for this program?
Yun po, Ma'am Presiding Officer, siguro sagutin ko po muna yung unang tanong. Yung po sa pag-identify po ng location, ang nakalagay po sa atin dito is yung Muntinlupa City Muntinlupa City Literacy Coordinating Council, MCLCC. Ito po ay ang nag-chair po nito ang ating pong mahal na mayor at co-chairperson po nito yung Schools Division Superintendent. At mga members po nito ay may mga sectoral representatives at mga opisina po na related po sa literacy. At patungkol naman po sa budget, hindi po nakalagay specifically yung appropriations. Ang tinitingnan po natin ay ma-implement siya this year with kung ano po yung resources na meron po tayo. Halimbawa po, napag-usapan po ng public hearing na pwede po mag-conduct ng trainings po for library management ang public library. At para naman po sa mga child protection, child safe environment, pwede po tayo makakuha ng mag-train din po mula po sa gender and development. Patungkol naman po dun sa mga libro at sa mga cabinets, open naman po ito sa partnership. Sabi nga po sa Section 8, meron po tayo mga partnership mechanism. Hindi pala, yung kabilang committee report pala yung partnership. Anyway, yun po. Meron naman po tayo mga volunteer programs po na pwede rin po maging part po yung donation drives po natin.
Again, i-reiterate ko lang that I'm fully supportive of this ordinance and maganda yung purpose. However, upon the passage of this ordinance, wag sanang ma-defeat yung purpose ng ordinance when it comes to the implementation. Dapat maging malinaw dun sa latag yung maayos. sige, 1 minute recess.
1 minute recess.
Okay, thank you po. Maraming salamat po. Napakaganda po ng mga katanungan kasi hinahanap na po natin yung mismong budget kung saan po natin hugutin para ma-implement po this year. So, ang usual po na ginagawa po is nakuha po tayo ng Local Finance Committee Resolution. But alternatively, pwede rin naman po itong hanapin po sa Annual Investment Plan po natin, EIP, for 2026. So, sa ngayon po, hindi ko po na-prepare po yung EIP po, copy po ng EIP. So, i-request ko po na mali on the table po muna ito. Tapos i-check ko po kung mabalikan ko po kayo agad. Laman po, Ma'am Presiding Officer.
Kahilingan ba yan?
Yeah. Ma'am Presiding Officer, hiniling ko I move to lay on the table po the said matter.
Any second on the said motion? Seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the matter is laid on the table.
Sunod po ay ang ulat ng Committee on Youth, Sports and Development chaired by the Engineer Jonas Angelo Abadilla on an ordinance institutionalizing the Muntinlupa Sports Development Council, providing its composition, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes.
Chairperson of Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Councilor Engineer Jonas Abadilla, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, for the recognition, and good morning to all the members of the City Council. Please allow me to read my committee report.
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie Teves Wong, City Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panglungsod, through Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Madam Presiding Officer, the Committee on Youth and Sports Development respectfully submits this report on the ordinance institutionalizing the Muntinlupa Sports Development Council, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. This initiative aims to establish a comprehensive, inclusive, and sustainable sports development framework in the city of Muntinlupa through the institutionalization of the Muntinlupa Sports Development Council. Attendees includes public and private stakeholders, Madam Presiding Officer, includes the Office of the City Treasurer, the City Health Office, Colegio de Muntinlupa, Muntinlupa Parents Teachers Association, Schools Division Office, the Youth Affairs and Sports Development Office, the SK Federation, the Local Youth Development Council Representative, Planning Development Office, Public Information Office, the Sports and Recreation Management Division, the Association of Private Schools in Muntinlupa, the Tourism, Culture and Arts Department, the City Budget and Management Department, the Vice Mayor's Office, and alongside with our private stakeholders include St. Bernadette College of Alabang and Christ the King School of Muntinlupa. Documents submitted, the legal advice from the Office of the City Attorney, and of course the proposed ordinance, Madam Presiding Officer. For the discussion, the City Attorney's Office recommended the inclusion, as part of the functions of the MSDC, the establishment of a comprehensive database of athletes, coaches, public and private training facilities, sports associations, and other relevant stakeholders within the city for effective monitoring and coordination. They also suggested the following. They proposed the promotion of community-based sports programs through active participations of barangay, in addition to school-based programs. They also emphasized the importance of promoting traditional and cultural sports to ensure a more inclusive and participative sports development agenda. They also noted that the YASDO is not currently included as a member of the MSDC. Rather, it's the sports division of the YASDO, and recommended its inclusion until such time that a formal sports development office is created. They also suggested that the ordinance clearly specify whether the MSDC shall be under the office of the city mayor and that the frequency of council meetings be defined. From the City Health Office naman po, they expressed strong support for the ordinance. They emphasize that its enactment will significantly benefit athletes through funding support from both the LGU and private sector. They also highlighted the importance of nutrition programs, ensuring athletes' overall health and wellness. They can also contribute expertise in nutrition education and health programs for athletes. The City Planning and Development Office recommended the inclusion of athletes' organizations, both public and private, as members of the MSDC. The Sports and Recreation Management Division suggested that YASDO conduct a study for the identification and accreditation of athletes' organizations. They emphasize centralized planning and coordination, stronger grassroots development, improved funding allocation, standardized policies, and program continuity beyond political terms. The Youth Affairs and Sports Development Office recommended organizing specific sports associations per discipline, considering the large scope of sports development. They proposed the creation of a technical working group for the MSDC ordinance for its implementation. In addition, they advised the offices be clearly cited based on their functions to avoid duplication and mandate conflicts. Moreover, YASDO recognized the contribution of coaches and teachers who extend support beyond their working hours. The Tourism, Culture, and Arts Department noted that sports programs are not currently included in their EIP. So they also shared that partnerships with YASDO exist but are limited to cultural sports such as SIPA. The Public Information Office confirmed alignment with the initiative and recommended advanced coordination with offices for timely dissemination of information. They also highlighted the importance of effective communication to ensure proper content planning and public awareness. The Christ the King School of Muntinlupa Incorporated reported a positive partnership with the City Government of Muntinlupa, including the recent approval of free use of badminton facilities. They requested assistance in providing sports development or equipment, due to financial constraints. The SK Kupang is also present. They also emphasized the presence of talented athletes at the barangay level. They also expressed that the ordinance can serve as a stepping stone for athlete development in the city. The SK Federation of Muntinlupa City highlighted the need to ensure that SK funds are not limited to leagues but are utilized for broader sports development programs. They suggested exploring partnerships with the private sector and companies for equipment support through sponsorships or X deals. The City Budget and Management Office and the Office of the City Treasurer are recognized as key partners to ensure efficient and timely implementation of sports programs through proper funding process. The Parents Teachers Association expressed willingness to support and collaborate in sports initiatives. The YASDO shared that with support from SDO and Sangguniang Kabataan, the number of athletes is expected to grow significantly. Initiatives include training coaches and empowering teachers to establish sports clubs in schools, strengthening grassroots development. The Vice Mayor's Office recommended the inclusion of a transparency clause in the ordinance to ensure proper utilization and accountability of funds. They also suggested to give light on the appropriation of funds, whether it is to the establishment of the council for its operation and for the implementation of the programs by the offices involved. Recommendation: after comprehensive review of the proposed ordinance establishing and strengthening the Muntinlupa Sports Development Council, including the inputs and recommendations from various offices and stakeholders, the Committee on Youth and Sports Development hereby recommends for another set of public consultation, incorporating the necessary provisions on the establishment of a centralized sports database, inclusion of relevant offices and organizations, promotion of grassroots and community-based sports programs, integration of health and nutrition support, clear organizational structure, funding mechanisms, and transparency measures to ensure effective and sustainable implementation of sports development initiatives in the city of Muntinlupa. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, as Chairperson of the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Councilor Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito, Vice Chairperson, Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro, Majority Leader, Councilors Amanda Jane Camelon, Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, Jedediah Presnedi, Francis Ian Bagatsing as members. Madam Presiding Officer, I move that since the rules are still suspended, I move that for suggestions and clarifications of the City Council, I move to proceed with a period of discussion so that any suggestions, recommendations from the City Council members are hereby heard by the body.
Pero, lay on the table siya. For another public hearing. Okay. Kahilingan po ng chairperson ng Committee on Sports and Development na tayo po ay mag-discuss during the period of discussion, although this is scheduled for another public hearing to further strengthen and polish the ordinance. So, meron po bang nais na magtanong or maglinaw, mag-suggest sa atin pong chairperson for this proposed ordinance?
Just for the preliminary background, Madam Presiding Officer, I am the one introduced this ordinance bilang tagapangulo po ng Komite ng Kabataan at Sports Development. The institutionalization of a creation of a Muntinlupa Sports Development Council is highly important because it ensures that sports programs and initiatives in the city government are consistent, organized, and sustainable rather than temporary or dependent on changing leadership. So, unang-una po, bakit po natin ini-institutionalize ito? The institutionalization provides continuity and stability. Without a formal body, sports programs often depend on individual officials or short-term projects. A council, formalized through an ordinance or policy, ensures that programs continue regardless of political changes, and it helps for a long-term athlete development. Pangalawa po, secondly, it promotes systematic sports development. A dedicated council can create structured plans for grassroots training, talent identification, coaching development, and competition pathways. And this leads to better performance of local athletes and stronger representation in regional, national, and international events. Pangatlo po, it allows for better allocation and management of resources. With an institutionalized council, funding, facilities, and equipment can be planned and distributed more efficiently. So it also opens opportunities for partnerships with schools, private organizations, and national sports bodies. Pangapat, it strengthens community engagement and youth development. Organized sports programs encourage discipline, teamwork, and healthy lifestyles among young people. A council can ensure inclusive participation, reaching different barangays and sectors. And ikalima po at pinakamahalaga, institutionalization of this council enhances accountability and governance. A formal structure defines roles, responsibilities, and performance metrics, ensuring transparency in decision-making and use of public funds. So it aligns local initiatives with national policies under organizations such as the Philippine Sports Commission, Madam Presiding Officer, and helping Muntinlupa tap into a broader support systems, funding, and national sports programs. Sa madaling salita po, this institutionalization, it transforms sports development from a set of isolated activities into a coordinated long-term strategy that benefits athletes, communities, and the city as a whole. Sa pamamagitan po ng vision ng Muntinlupa na we transform Muntinlupa as a recreation and sports development hubs in the region. Sa pag-institutionalize po ng konsehong ito, from the city government down to the barangay, down to the SK, magagamit po natin ng pondo pang sports na makakapag-produce po tayo na atleta po nating Muntinlupeño. Galing po sa mga kabataan, papunta po dun sa lahat po ng mga successful atleta po natin. And of course, emphasizing this also as an SK Federation President, Madam Presiding Officer, panahon na po na ang SK funds are utilized for sports development rather than organizing SK leagues themselves. So, hindi lamang po para mag-organize ng isang kompetisyon sa mga barangay, kundi magkaroon po ng developmental sports activities sa ating pong lungsod ng Muntinlupa. Kaya po, include din po namin ang ating mga private sectors such as our schools from Paref Southridge, Woodrose, San Beda, De La Salle, Santiago Zobel, for their expertise in terms of coaching and training para po makuha po namin ang insights po nila sa pamamagitan po ng institutionalization po ng ating konseho. Maraming salamat po, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you po. Meron pa po bang nais na magtanong sa atin pong proponent ng ordinance na ito? Kung wala na po, marami pong salamat, Councilor Engineer Jonas Abadilla, for schedule po for next public hearing.
Susunod po ay ang committee report ng Committee on Education on an ordinance institutionalizing local implementation of the Academic Recovery and Accessible Learning or ARAL program pursuant to Republic Act 12028 in the City of Muntinlupa and for other purposes.
Chairperson of Committee on Education, Councilor Jetty Presnet, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po sa pagkilala, Ma'am Presiding Officer. Nihiling ko po na mabasa po ang committee report.
You may proceed.
Hindi po. April 20, 2026, committee report. Honorable Secretary Teves Bong, through Honorable Attorney Raul Arcoro, City Councilor, Majority Floor Leader, Dear Vice Mayor Teves Bong, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Education on the result of the public hearing held on April 6 and April 15 at the Sangguniang Panglungsod Session Hall regarding the proposed institutionalization of the local implementation of ARAL program in the City of Muntinlupa. Inihiling ko po na hindi na po basahin ang attendance.
Attendance lang. Motion to dispense the reading of attendees. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Patty Katibong Kayao. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
As for the document submitted, a letter from the City Councilor already presented to the City Vice Mayor Stephanie Teves Bong, to the Majority Floor Leader, City Councilor Attorney Raul Arcoro on the proposed Muntinlupa City ARAL and Foundational Learning Recovery Ordinance dated March 19, 2026, a copy of EDCOM 2 Ordinance Template on institutionalizing the local implementation of the ARAL program, copy of EDCOM 2 LGU Playbook, fixing the foundations for local education, legal opinion from the City Legal Office dated April 13, 2026. As for the discussion, the public hearing was held on April 6 and April 15 of 2026 to discuss the proposed Muntinlupa City ARAL and Foundational Learning Recovery Ordinance. The proposed ordinance is based on the EDCOM 2 Template Ordinance on the institutionalization of the local implementation of Republic Act No. 12028. The law provides in Section 16 local government support, such as providing a safe learning environment for face-to-face tutorials and other matters which may be provided by the City Government of Muntinlupa. The Academic Recovery and Accessible Learning Program, or ARAL program, is the National Learning Intervention Program established to Republic Act No. 12028. The ordinance adopts the policy to, una po, institutionalize local support for ARAL program under Republic Act No. 12028, prioritize foundational skills in literacy and numeracy, particularly from ECCD to grade 6, integrate nutrition, health, and social-emotional support as preconditions for learning recovery, ensure strategic and compliant utilization of the Special Education Fund in accordance with applicable joint circular, and align local education interventions with national law, DepEd issuances, and EDCOM 2 recommendations. The City Legal Office suggested to revisit Section 16 of Republic Act No. 12028, which then mentions the collaboration between DepEd and LGU to provide safe learning environment for face-to-face tutorials, and on other matters expressly mentioned, the promotion of the program to potential tutors in higher education institutions, identification and referral of potential tutors to DepEd, and encouragement of parents and parent substitutes to include their children in the ARAL program. Furthermore, the references and annotations are as follows. Yung Section 1 point title, ito po ay nasa template din po ng EDCOM 2. Section 2, Declaration of Policy, copied din po from EDCOM 2 template. Section 3, yung nakaprovide po sa EDCOM 2 template is inconsistent po doon sa nasa Republic Act No. 12028. So, following po doon sa recommendations sa City Legal Office, ang sinundan po namin yung nasa ARAL law. And Section 4, Integration into School Plans and in Local Education Planning. Ito po ay nasa EDCOM 2 template. Ito po ay to be implemented ng SDO Muntinlupa. Local ARAL Implementation Framework. Ito po ay nasa EDCOM 2 template. And may changes po na ginawa. We remove blended and online tutorial sessions. It is not included in Section 16 of RA number 12028. And the City Government of Muntinlupa shall promote the local ARAL program to look for tutors and encourage students to be part of the program. Section 6, creation of local aral technical working group. Ito po ay nasa EDCOM 2 template, but the technical working group there is under the local school board. The change was made to that the technical working group be made from the Muntinlupa City Literacy Coordinating Council. And Section 7, for the use of CEF, it is shown in the EDCOM 2 template, and the basis is the Joint Memorandum Circular number 1 issued by DepEd, DBM, and DILG, and we copied the Joint Memorandum Circular. And for the partnerships mechanisms, it is also located at the EDCOM 2 template and was discussed during the public hearing. For the monitoring and evaluation, it is also in the EDCOM 2 template. And as for the lead office, we use the EDCOM 2 template, and since Muntinlupa City does not have a city education office yet, the lead office shall be the Muntinlupa City Public Library. And as for the appropriations, nasa EDCOM 2 template and nasa Joint Memorandum Circular, so pwede po gamitin yung Special Education Fund at yung General Fund. Pero dito po sa ordinance, hindi po tayo naglagay ng specific amount para maging flexible po tayo sa pangailangan po natin dito sa Muntinlupa. And for the separability clause, repealing clause, and effectivity clause, ito po yung sa standard po na lalagay natin. As for the recommendations, Ma'am Presiding Officer, the committee hereby recommends to enact an ordinance institutionalizing local implementation of the academic recovery and accessible learning aral program pursuant to Republic Act number 12028 in the city of Muntinlupa and for other purposes. Ma'am Presiding Officer, as I was preparing po nitong committee report at as yung napag-usapan po ng public hearing, meron pong may opinion din po na manggagaling sa DepEd. Nagawa na po nila iyon last public hearing, pero hindi pa lang po natatransmit sa office po namin. Possible po kasi tayo po ay 4-day work week, kaya naapektuhan po yun. Di po nakarating pa rito yung papel. Hintayin ko lang po ma-receive po yung papel, and since it will also entail budget, i-secure ko rin po yung either LFC resolution or dun po sa, meron din po tayong budget allocation sa CEF para po sa training ng tutors for implementation this year. So, tingnan ko po kung alin po dun yung makuha ko po agad para po maipasa po ito. Yun lang po, Ma'am Presiding Officer.
For next public hearing.
I-report ko po ulit kapag kompleto na po yung documents. Yun po. Ngayon the table po muna. Thank you po, Ma'am
Thank you
Presiding
po, Councilor Jedi Presnedi.
Susunod po ay ang unfinished business. Ito po ay sa Committee on Social Service and Development, chaired by the Honorable Councilor Engineer Arlene Hilapo, on the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa and the Department of Social Welfare and Development, National Capital Region, on the Social Pension Program for Indigent Senior Citizens in the amount of 1,000 pesos per month, covering fiscal year 2026.
Chairperson of Committee on Social Services and Development, Councilor Engineer Arlene Hilapo, you are recognized.
Madam Chair, still waiting po kami sa revised MOA po na manggagaling sa DSWD. Thank you
This
po.
is noted po. Thank you po.
Ako po tayo sa liham. Una po ay ang DILG NCR Memorandum Circular on the subject guidance on the conduct of Sangguniang sessions within the territorial jurisdiction of the LGU.
Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Raul Coro, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is just for our guidance, especially for our Sangguniang Secretariat.
Ako na po tayo sa ibang bagay na pag-uusapan.
Tayo pa ay nasa other matters. Meron po bang nais na mag-discuss? Wala na pong nais mag-discuss. Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Raul Coro.
Madam Presiding Officer, dahil wala na pong ibang bagay na pag-uusapan, hinihiling ko po na tapusin na natin ang ating sesyon ngayong umaga.
Motion to adjourn our session, seconded by Councilor Engineer Jonas Abadilla and Councilor Dado Moldes. Do I hear any objection? Hearing no objection, our 40th regular session is now adjourned. 41st pala. 41st na. Yes, ma'am.